I'm going to show you how to wire wrap a crystal with a hole through the top. I'm going to choose a 22 gauge. It would take about half a metre, just over half a metre. Straighten the wire out, and these crystals have holes in the top, so pop the wire through the top of the hole like so. Okay, so choose which side of the crystal you want as the front. I think that side looks good. And we take the wire and cross it at the top. So hold it tight, pinch it on both sides, and then twist it around the wire. Twist it around as neatly as you can around this wire until you get the length. This is going to be the hoop at the top of the crystal, so you want this long enough to make the hoop at the top. If you can get the wire so that it's tight and holds it tight at the top, mine's floppy, but if that happens, that's okay, because you're going to bring the hoop around and it'll all hold together. So don't worry too much about that. And you want your round nose pliers, and then we're going to make a hoop at the top, so whatever size it is you want. And then we just work our way around, create your hoop at the top of the crystal, and then your hoop is round the back. Lock it in place by twisting the wires around each other, and then push the wires down the back of the crystal, flat against the crystal, and then you can start your pattern. I might not have enough wire here, but I'll just cross the wires on the front and then wrap the wires around each other, and you can start a spiral. So I quite like that design. So you can leave it like that, which I think I might have to because I'm running out of wire, or you can create a spiral. And then I wrap the wires around the top of the crystal, and then wrap it around the hoop, and then you scarf the hoop at the top so that it looks like it's wearing a scarf, nice and neatly. Go around as many times as you think you can, and then we get your wire cutters, clip it just enough so you can tuck the ends inside that scarf there. I'm going to tuck the ends in there. That's quite tricky to begin with, but you do get used to it. When you first start, that's the most annoying part, is getting the wire inside the hoop. And then you have a wire wrapped crystal. You can straighten that hoop out and straighten it all, make it all nice and tidy. And then the wire is attached to the crystal because you start with a hole, but if it's floppy in places, you can give it a little crimp with your flat nose pliers and crimp it there. And you can also add design to it, which crimps it together. And you can press the wire down against the crystal. Make sure you don't have any floppy bits. So that could initially be quite loose there. So I just tighten it up, and that's better. It's much better. You can add a bit more. It went the wrong way. So if you do go the wrong way, you can go in and correct that. So that's just a simple design. And there we have it, the first crystal. And I'll show you the difference between using the thinner wire, the 22 gauge, and the slightly thicker wire, the 20 gauge. The 20 gauge is probably the better wire to practice with. So again, make sure it fits through the hole in the top of your crystal, which it does. Take off about ½ a meter, maybe a bit longer. And we do the same. Pop the crystal onto your wire. Bring it halfway down the wire. And choose which side you would like for the front. Take it up to the top. This wire is easier to work with, it's bigger, so it's easier to practice with. Twist your wire. You can wrap a wire around the other wire, or you can just twist them together. This one is holding nice and tightly in place. Keep going until you feel you've got enough for the hoop at the top. And then take your round nose pliers and make your hoop at the top. Move those wires out the way. And then you can wrap that, twist it round the back to lock it in place. And then we bring the wires down the back of the crystal as before, and this one I'll try and see if I can do a spiral on this one. Wrap the wire around each other. And then you can do your spiral. And I've got plenty of wire on here, so I'm going to do another spiral coming back the other way. Let's give it a bit more design on it. And then I'm going to wrap the wire around the top and probably around the middle a bit, because I've got plenty of wire and I want to hold it all in place. And then take it round to the top and wrap it round and do your little scarfing at the top. and then clip off the ends. Maybe need to take a bit more. The wire goes flying everywhere, so just make sure the wire don't fly off, especially if you've got pets, and protect your eyes. So be cautious of the flying wire when you clip off the ends. Tuck the ends into the scarf. Make sure they're tucked in nice and tightly. Straighten up the hoop at the top. Tidy it up a bit. Flatten the wire against the crystal, and I'm going to pop some crimps in there because this one is a bit loose, so I'm going to pop a couple in there, flatten it down, and that's nice and tight. And there we have the second one. We can pop a little bit of a design in here. So open it up with you now, and I'm just going to pop a couple of crimps going the same way here, just to give a nice little design. And I think I'll leave the rest. I think that's fine as it is. And so there you go, you've got one with the 22 gauge, which is the smaller one, and the other one which is made with the 20 gauge. So it gives you a different effect. And there are the backs. So different size wire gives a different effect. So that's how to wire wrap crystals that have holes in the top. These are slightly easier because you're not fighting for the wire to grip hold of the crystal, because the crystal is already gripped to the wire because the wire is through the hole. So a little bit easier, a good one to practice with as well.